If you want to be mad because the Avs lost, great, go ahead. If you want to be mad because the Avs lost to one of the worst teams in the league, go for it. If you want to be mad because you just want to be mad, that's totally fine. Fan however you want to fan. I would encourage you, though, to not make it bigger than it is. Avs lose to the Arizona Coyotes 2-1.
Alex Newhook!
Oh boy.
Whoa!
For the first 40 minutes of this game, the Avs really deserved better than what was on the scoreboard, and you don't need fancy metrics or shot numbers or anything like that. If you were watching the game, you saw how dangerous the Avs were generating quality opportunities against Arizona. They were playing fairly high event hockey, which usually goes in the Avs' favor, and they have the talent to be able to make that work. They just couldn't score tonight. And part of that is Karel Vejmelka making 42 of 43 saves. You do have to give some credit there. Without him, the Coyotes probably get blown out in this hockey game. And I think another part of that is the first two periods looked great for the Avs. The third period was just okay. Not good enough, obviously. Here's the thing. In one game, this can happen on any given night. Does not matter who you're playing, does not matter what the stakes are. In one singular game, any team can win. That's the beauty of the NHL. There's enough parity in this league that even the worst team in the league and the best team in the league on any given night could go either way. Now, if you take this game as a whole and play a 7-game series where the Avs play all of their games like this, the Avs are going to win the series. Let's not kid ourselves. That's hockey. Every single top team in this league has some losses to some weak teams. The Avs unfortunately picked one up here. So if you want to be mad about it, go right ahead. You can be, maybe you should be. Personally, I'm not going to worry too much about it and enjoy my weekend, but it's up to you. As for the game itself, there were no goals scored in the first period. It really was a good period for the Avs. They probably deserved at least one, if not 2 or 3 chances, and maybe deserved is the wrong word. They generated good chances, but their finishing was not there. On a couple of these, you really wanted to see a better shot from the Avs. Top guns, middle guns, defense, you name it. You just wanted a little bit better shooting. So you didn't get the result you wanted out of first, but the Avs come out in the second. They start dominating Arizona early, and they get the first goal of the game. A clean face-off win for the Avs, a bit of a rarity. They get it back to the point and over to Makar quickly, and you just catch Arizona overcommitting to the puck side. They leave a ton of room for Devon Toews, which Makar recognizes and gets back over to him. So allows Toews to walk in. He probably could have walked in even a bit further, but he throws a shot in with multiple bodies in front. It looks like Vejmelka never sees it, and it goes in on the near side, gets the Avs up. This should have been the first notification that it was going to be a bit of a struggle for the Avs tonight. The no-look C&I shot that goes in from the point is the goal that they get. Meanwhile, all of their good chances just aren't working. The rest of the period is pretty fire wagon hockey, and honestly, it was a pretty fun game through the second period. You're seeing good opportunities go back and forth, and a lot of oohing and aahing happening, except for the pucks just not going in the net. I really don't think this was that bad of a game in any sense of the imagination, but the Avs just didn't get the job done. And that really started in the last 5 minutes of the second period. Before that, the Avs had a couple of power plays that they looked good on, but like the rest of this game, again, just not scoring. In the last 5, though, the Avs take a penalty, and while they do kill the penalty itself, it finally gives Arizona a little bit of momentum. And anytime you give up a goal late in a period, it's always a tough pill to swallow. So the Avs maybe don't do the best job of defending the initial zone entry here, but nothing dangerous comes out of it, and even with an overcommit, the Avs are able to get back and are defending fairly well here. You even have everyone marked up net front, so this really shouldn't be that dangerous of a play, but they get a little bit unlucky. Burakovsky gets stick on stick there, and an errant, what was supposed to be shot, ends up trickling right to another Coyote, who throws it in the middle. They don't connect, but it bounces off of at least a skate, and maybe also off of Francouz's pad, over to Eriksson on the far side, who has enough time now to collect it and score. It's just a lot of bad bounces for Colorado. It's hard to be that mad at a goal like that where the bounces just kind of don't go your way. You can always play better, but those are the types of issues that, frankly, you just have to be able to outscore sometimes. So not great. It's 1-1 after 2, but it's still an entirely winnable game for the Avalanche. And if there's a part you're going to be mad at this game, I think it should be the third period. It was pretty lazy. It wasn't high effort at the very least, and the Avs just weren't connecting and clicking like they were in the first 2 periods. The high danger chances disappeared disappeared for the most part, and they let the Coyotes dictate play. It's a little bit unusual. We haven't seen this a lot from the Avs this year, but this is what's supposed to happen when you let teams hang around and you don't take care of business, especially in the third period. When you give team leads late, they win games. That's what's supposed to happen. And I'm going to be honest with you, personally, even that doesn't really bother me that much. You know the Avs are capable of better, as I've said so many times in these videos, and this one it just didn't fall their way. 5 minutes into the third, the Avs give up what ends up being the game-winning goal. The Avs get caught a little deep in the offensive zone here and end up giving a 4-on-3 the other way, and this has not happened very often this year, but Newhook seems to get a little bit lost on this play. He's not exactly sure where to cover, what to cover. He recognizes that there's a man coming up the near wall, but he doesn't really adjust very well to cover him. He kind of gets lost in the middle as this pass comes through and gets through him clean, and then he's caught behind the play as he's given the lane to the front of the net, and Schmaltz is able to cut in and beat Frankie around the far side. This game is what it is, and the Avs didn't muster much of a comeback push in the third period. To be honest with you, as soon as this video ends, I'm going to stop thinking about it. And judging by the viewership on my videos, when the Avs lose, you've probably already stopped thinking about it. So, the game on the whole, not much to worry about. What I do take a little bit of exception with is the end of this game. The refs just decided to stop calling penalties, and what happens when that goes on. At the end of this game, MacKinnon takes a high stick to the face and has to police himself. This is what happens. Now, MacKinnon is fine. Yes, he's a little bloodied, but it's not going to be anything serious. But the problem is, there's a scenario here that's preventable where a seriously good player could have gotten injured in a game that really means almost nothing for both of these teams. Look, I get it. If a hockey play happens, there's nothing you can do to prevent a player's injury. But something like this, where you let it build through the third period, where Arizona starts taking more and more penalties that just don't get called, eventually leads to the Avs saying, well, now we have to fight these guys because the refs won't take care of it. It didn't happen this time, but that's the type of stuff that could lead to disastrous results for not just the Avs, but the entire NHL. It would seriously be bad for the league to lose Nathan MacKinnon to something preventable in a nothing game in March. Do better. I don't care about the lack of power play opportunities for the Avs and the effect it could have had on the game. I don't care. The Avs lost the game, that's fine. I just don't want to see something happen to a quality hockey player that just is unnecessary, and anything from this game would have been that. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and I already don't remember this one.
Avalanche time, come on, grab your friends. We're going to the playoffs again with Nate the dog and Gabe the big. The fun isn't over yet, it is Avalanche time.